Hello, we are Juan Pablo Pachon and Robinson Núñez. Today we will explain our conspiracy theory about the Anunnaki promoters of human civilization on Earth. Before we start, I will introduce conspiracy theory and origin, the key characters and historical figures, and my partner going to explain the timeline of events, evidence, and arguments. First, the introduction. The Anunnaki are gods are originally a group of entities who manage fate, sky, water, fire, and even human affairs. The Babylonians considered the gods because they create the Homo sapiens uh, and after the humans. Okay, we will explain when these ideas originate. Reference to the Anunnaki, the people believe the Anunnaki appeared in Sumerian and Akkadian in the years 3000 and 2000 before Christ, um, but the modern theory by the promoters said to the Anunnaki appear in 20th century in the year 1976. And next, the principal promoter is Cesaria Sitchin. He published a book, the 12th book, where he explained the Anunnaki beings were from a planet called Nibiru, and they brought advanced knowledge, or even they create the human civilization. Okay, next, I will explain the main characters. We have Anunnaki gods. Anu, he is the head of the pantheon, and Nishak, she is the god of the war. Enlil, he is the god of the wine and authority. Ina, the mother goddess, and god and love god. Enki, he is the god of the water on earth. The Babylonians believe he created the humans, DNA, and Utu, Niftra, Nana, and Marduk. And they are so important for the Babylonians because they help them with uh, the food, houses, and controlled animals and other things. The characters involved, the principal Cesaria Sitchin, uh, other promoter, popular ancient astronaut authors and TV shows. Daniel is he have a show about the Anunnaki and the other aliens. Next, we have scholars and critics, Anunnaki and the humanity. Uh, okay, if Cesaria Sitchin had not published his books, might not have the theory about the Anunnaki and too many people and maybe not believe in the aliens. Okay, Cesaria Sitchin was the author who introduced the idea Anunnaki were extraterrestrial visitors, and he reinterpreted the tables of the ancient Mesopotamia, and he published his books in the speculative way and proposed that the humans were created with genetically DNA by the Anunnaki. Uh, Continue with the roles. We have the genetic engineers. The principal god of this is Enlil. He created the DNA on humans, and he too is a supervisor who control labors and mining operations. If the Anunnaki engineering humans, trace should appear in our DNA.
Hello, my name is Juan Pablo, and I will explain the timeline of the Anunnaki conspiracy theory and the evidence that has been connected to it. To begin, I will introduce several key dates around 3000 2000 BC. Ancient Sumerian and Babylonian tablets were written, and these texts were classified by scholars as mythological stories for many years. Later, in the first millennium BCE, these stories were complete into epics like the Anunnaki. Then, much later, 1976, Sitchin published the 12th Planet, which changed everything. If Sitchin had not written his book, the modern idea of the Anunnaki as extraterrestrials would not have become so influential. His interpretation suggests that the stories might describe real beings, not symbolic gods. Since the 1970s, people have been studying these claims and debating whether the tables describe mythology or possible encounters with advanced beings. However, the academic community says the events were interpreted incorrectly by Sitchin. According to the modern theorists, in the early Sumerian period, the Anunnaki might have arrived on Earth, influencing early civilization. In later Babylonian periods, the stories about God describing from the sky might have been interpreted as evidence of contacts with not human beings. And the 20th century, Sitchin argued that the Anunnaki might have discovered Earth's resources and genetically modified early humans. Witnesses in modern time report strange astronomical ideas related to the planet Nibiru, but no one has ever provided conclusive scientific proof that Nibiru exists. Now, I will explain the evidence believers promote. Supporters claim that the ancient tablets were written with advanced astronomical knowledge. So sudden jumps in agriculture and mathematics might have been influenced by non-human beings. Massive structures like ziggurats appear more advanced than expected for their time. Some believers say the Sumerians must have received this knowledge from the Anunnaki because the document star systems not they should not have known. Researchers like Sitchin and other Asian astronaut writers argue that old symbols, deception of white beings, and objects shaped like rockets might have represent real technology. Scientists have been studying this interpretation for decades, but mainstream architects disagree. There are also competes against an Anunnaki theory. Some groups agree that Sitchin might have ministered the Sumerian language government, might have encouraged these alien theories to distract the public from the real historical research. Some say the tablets were misread on purpose to create sensationalism. Others claim that Asian islands theories were created to minimize the real achievements of Asian civilization. If academic institutions had explained the tablets differently from the beginning, people would not have picked with ideas about hidden island histories. And while believers insist that the alien visited Earth, scholars argue that human civilization advanced naturally. They explain that Asian people invent reading, mathematics, and architecture through observation, expectation, and cultural exchange. In summary, the Anunnaki conspiracy theory mixes Asian mythology and with modern reinterpretations. Some evidence have been provoked as proof of extraterrestrials' contact, but other interpretations strongly oppose that ideas. Because of this, the debate has continued for decades, and people remained divided between mythology, speculation, and scientific explanation.